Hey guys, so it's time to compare iPhone 5, HTC One, Samsung Galaxy S4 and Sony Xperia Z in Real Racing 3 here. So if you start off with the first thing, which one do look the best here, the first thing that we see? Well, I would say actually that the iPhone 5 in this specific game, the display actually do look the best here. So it's pretty interesting. I think that this one actually looks most brightest here. It has, of course, a little bit smaller display, and one of the differences here compared to when I, of course, made a video like this, but with GTA 3 here, is that that you now have also full screen support in this game. So, of course, that's very, very nice. Now, on second place here in screen quality, I would say that the HTC One comes. It doesn't look as cool in terms of colors, looks way brighter here and looks a little bit more interesting here on the Apple iPhone 5, but it still looks very, very good. A very, very nice phone here. Colors looks very, very natural here. So then here on the third place, I would actually say that we do have the Samsung Galaxy S4, which is still a very, very nice phone here. It's very, very close to, almost looks as good as the HTC One here, but comes on a second place there, or on a third place there. And then we have the Sony Xperia Z here that do finish last because of its washed out display. Doesn't really look good at all. So quickly look at that. Now let's try to play this game, shall we? So we have sound here. Wow, you can really see here now that now actually when I see a lot of colors, I'm really not sure. Let's see here if we can take down sound. I'm really not sure. Definitely the first one here that looks the best here is the iPhone 5, its display. But then on the second spot here, I'm really not sure if I'm going to pick the Samsung Galaxy S4, because here on Samsung Galaxy S4, red kind of looks a little bit more red, but in some way it feels like white looks a little bit more white. It looks a little bit better here on the HTC One's display. It's very, very interesting though to see which one do you think looks the best here. I mean, definitely in terms of a lot of colors, the AMOLED display do really look good, and the black looks, in my personality or in my view here, black looks a little bit more black on the Samsung Galaxy S4 here. It looks a little bit more grayish on the HTC One, but definitely on the HTC One here, we do have some nicer white colors, and it feels, you know, because the screen is a little bit smaller, also 4.7 inch, it feels like it looks a little bit more detailed in terms of text and stuff. And also in terms of gaming performance here, we have, of course, the same GPU here inside of all of the Android smartphones here. So it's the game is flowing very, very nice here, and of course the best sound is what you will get here on the HTC One because of its stereo speakers in the front. It's something that HTC is calling boom sound. So you have some pretty good FPS here. Could probably be just a few more FPS to really be perfect. So no complaint at all if it was a little bit higher. Now let's take a look at the GS4. So let's try to compare these side by side. So in my view here, you can see that the sand here looks a little bit wider here on the HTC One, while it almost looks a little bit more yellowish here on the S4. And I'm really not sure which one I would pick as a winner here, because they both look very, very good. The HTC One probably has a little bit more of a natural looking color feel, while you get a little bit more probably of a cartoon feel here on the S4. And in terms of performance here, you get very identical performance here on both the S4 versus the HTC One, sharing the same processor and chipset, Snapdragon 600. Processor a little bit higher clocked here on the S4, and I really can't see here if I can feel a difference. Maybe 2 FPS higher or something, maybe not even a few FPS higher here. You probably won't feel a difference between the HTC One and the Samsung Galaxy S4 here in terms of performance. Now, if we check out, let's see here. Let's check out the Sony Xperia Z here. See here if we can go out. Okay, so now first thing I feel here is that the frame rate seems to be way lower here, because sure, it shares the same GPU here, the Xperia Z, as the HTC One and the S4, but the FPS feels a little bit lower here, a little bit more sluggish in the performance, because it is having a chipset that's a little bit older, Snapdragon S4 Pro. Not as good as the Snapdragon 600 that you do get inside of the HTC One and the S4, but still very good performance here. Or I mean, not as good though, but you can still play the game. I can also feel that the glass back is getting a little bit warm here. Of course, glass is probably getting warm a little bit easy. The colors doesn't look even close to as nice here. It looks kind of natural. It kind of looks like the HTC One display, but even more washed out, even more a little bit boring, I would say, personal opinion here. You have the virtual keys here at the side also. That could be annoying for some people. And also, of course, the Xperia Z here, when you have the button or hold your hand here across the speaker, you don't hear that sound very great. And these on-screen buttons, sometimes you can accidentally touch them like this, and then you will get out of the game. Now let's also take a look here at the iPhone. That probably will have the best performance if you talk about the FPS. So I'm pretty sure here that the iPhone here wins in terms of the FPS. The screen looks extremely also good here also, because it's very small, but it has very good resolution. So you really see a ton of details here. And if you do enjoy the small little display here, then definitely this will probably be the best experience for you. And as I said there with the display, that this one looks clearly the best in my eyes here. Looks very nice here with a lot of details and contrast. So quickly a look here at the Real Racing 3 here. So yeah, have a good day.